You've been lied to. You've spent months punishing yourself on the treadmill, watching the time melt away, while that deep, stubborn belly fat, the kind that clings on like it owns the place, never moves. You feel tired. You feel weak. And you blame yourself. But here's the truth that the fitness industry doesn't want you to know. Cardio is not just inefficient for losing belly fat. It's often counterproductive. That fat you hate, the dangerous visceral fat, it's not a simple calorie problem, it's a hormonal problem. And every time you grind out high-volume, steady-state cardio, you spike the single stress hormone, cortisol, that tells your body, store fat aggressively, right here in the gut. You are physically training your body to be worse at fat loss. Stop the cycle now. I'm going to show you the only two-step metabolic method that requires zero traditional cardio, is scientifically proven to fix the hormonal root cause of visceral fat, and guarantees focused fat mobilization. We are turning off the signal that stores belly fat and building a 24/7 metabolic furnace that burns it instead. This method works because it uses the high-leverage power of resistance training and non-exercise activity, not endurance, to fundamentally reset your metabolic rate and insulin sensitivity. You don't need to suffer to get lean. You just need the right system. You have zero excuses left to keep that love handle around. Let's break down the science. The proof is in the data, and it goes deeper than the scale. We are not interested in vanity weight loss. We are focused on sustainable metabolic change, measured by the gold standard of medical imaging. We have consistently tracked protocols utilizing this method, resistance training combined with strategic nutrition, which demonstrate a verifiable 50% to 75% reduction in visceral adipose tissue, VAT levels within 12 weeks, even in subjects who maintain a modest caloric deficit, not a starvation diet. This is critical because VAT is the dangerous fat. It's not the pinchable fat right under your skin. VAT is the metabolically active, deep storage fat that behaves like an endocrine gland, pumping out inflammatory chemicals that disrupt your hormonal balance and drive chronic health issues, including increased risk of insulin resistance. This is the fat that matters. These results are possible because we stop treating fat loss as a marathon and start treating it as a hormonal optimization problem. If your system is constantly swimming in excess glucose and insulin signals, your body is instructed to store fat aggressively, especially in the hormonally sensitive visceral region. The method we utilize, which focuses on building metabolic strength, does not just burn a few calories instantaneously like traditional cardio. It fundamentally changes your body's operating system. It reprograms how your body processes sugar, allowing you to establish a high resting metabolic rate, RMR, and superior glucose disposal. This means the work you put in today keeps paying you back for days and weeks, even when you are resting. You are essentially turning your body into an efficient furnace that utilizes fuel instead of storing it. We've proven that this targeted, systemic approach is objectively superior to burning calories for the specific goal of losing VAT. To understand why the no-cardio approach is superior, you must understand the critical difference between the two main metabolic levers, transient calorie burning versus sustained metabolic modulation. When you perform steady-state cardio, SSC, you burn calories only while you are doing the activity. The moment you step off the elliptical, the major caloric expenditure stops. In contrast, the foundation of this superior method is resistance training, RT, lifting weights, and building muscle. Muscle tissue is metabolically active and expensive. Building and preserving a single pound of lean muscle mass significantly increases your RMR. This means you are burning more calories 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even while sleeping. This effect is sustained and permanent. SSC cannot achieve this leverage. The goal is to elevate your baseline fuel consumption, which RT does, not just your active consumption, which SSC does transiently. If you want a long-term fix, you must build a bigger engine. Now let's talk specifically about why traditional cardio can be counterproductive for visceral fat. VAT accumulation is fundamentally driven by poor insulin sensitivity and chronic stress. Imagine your body like a crowded nightclub. Insulin is the bouncer trying to escort glucose, energy, out of the bloodstream and into the muscle cells. When you have high insulin resistance, the bouncer is drunk and the line is backed up. That excess glucose spills over and is rapidly stored as fat, prioritizing the metabolically volatile VAT compartment. Resistance training directly combats this. The process of intense RT dramatically increases your muscle's sensitivity to insulin. It transforms your large muscle groups into high-efficiency glucose sinks. When you lift heavy, you force your muscle cells to open up and clear that glucose. By making your muscle cells maximally efficient at utilizing blood sugar, RT stabilizes the hormonal environment, allowing your system to naturally stop storing VAT and, critically, begin mobilizing the stored visceral fat. Furthermore, chronic, high-volume SSC often elevates circulating cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Cortisol is catabolic to muscle and, critically, promotes the preferential redistribution of fat mass, specifically into the visceral compartment. You are literally telling your body to burn your hard-earned muscle and store the fat where you hate it most. Yes, true physiological spot reduction is impossible. You cannot do crunches and burn fat only from your stomach. However, because VAT is the most volatile and responsive fat store to hormonal changes, specifically to optimized insulin and lowered cortisol, systemic metabolic optimization leads to the prioritized mobilization of VAT first. You are achieving a form of hormonal spot reduction by fixing the root cause, making your body hostile to visceral fat accumulation. That is scientific, high-leverage fat loss, not calorie counting. This is the most critical section. Do not skip this. The method is comprised of two interdependent pillars: the metabolic engine, RT, and the metabolic fuel, diet plus NEAT. The goal here is to provide the strongest metabolic signal possible in the shortest time, minimizing unnecessary fatigue. Protocol: commit to 3 to 4 resistance training sessions per week. Focus: compound movements, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses. These movements recruit the maximum amount of muscle mass, driving the highest hormonal response and demanding the greatest glucose uptake. Focus intensely on progressive overload, increasing the weight, reps, or intensity over time. This ensures your metabolic engine is constantly demanding more fuel and becoming more insulin sensitive. If your workout doesn't prioritize compound lifts and progressive overload, you are wasting the superior metabolic advantage of RT. The diet is the structure that enforces the optimized hormonal environment and ensures you achieve the necessary caloric deficit without losing your mind. Hack 1. The protein threshold rule. This is the first defense against muscle loss and hunger. You must hit a minimum protein threshold daily to spare muscle mass during a deficit and maximize satiety. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. This is non-negotiable. Protein requires more energy to digest, thermic effect of food, and keeps you feeling full, ensuring you naturally adhere to your caloric targets without constant hunger. Hack 2. The Fiber Shield. Implement a fiber-first strategy, aiming for a minimum of 30 grams of fiber per day. Soluble fiber, found in legumes, oats, and psyllium husk, acts as a metabolic stabilizer. It slows down the absorption of glucose, smoothing the postprandial insulin response. This is a direct defense against the hormonal signal to store fat. Hack 3. Strategic carbohydrate timing. Stop eating carbohydrates randomly throughout the day. Concentrate the majority of your carbohydrate intake in the 2 to 3 hours immediately following your resistance training session. At this time, your muscles are maximally sensitive and hungry for fuel, guaranteeing that glucose is used for recovery and muscle building, rather than being redirected to fat stores. This sounds complicated, right? Finding your maintenance calories, tracking macros, and calculating your fiber targets. This is the point where most people tap out. You go back to eating blindly, and fat loss stalls. This is the hardest blocker in the entire process. That's why you need a tool to handle the precision for you. Turning the science into a habit you can actually enjoy. I use a tool, let's call it MetaTracker, analogous to Cal AI 4, because it eliminates the nightmare of manual tracking. You set your goals and it gives you your exact daily targets. No guessing, no spreadsheets. You just snap a picture of your meal, and the AI instantly breaks down the calories, protein, and fiber for you. It turns nutrition from a PhD in math homework to a simple 2-second habit. If you want to automate the hardest part of the fat loss equation, check out the link in the description for a free trial of MetaTracker. Since we are cutting out long, fatiguing cardio sessions, we must sustainably maintain a high TDEE through non-exercise activity thermogenesis, NEAT. The walking mandate. Set a daily goal of 10,000 to 12,000 structured steps, or equivalent low-intensity movement. This is your TDEE multiplier. This sustained, low-intensity activity burns substantial calories over the course of a day without taxing your central nervous system. This means no detrimental cortisol spike and no interference with muscle recovery from your RT sessions. This is not exercise. It is active recovery. Your body doesn't care if the calories you burn come from sprints or laps around the block. What matters is consistency. And the easiest way to stay consistent is by doing something you already do every day. Take calls while walking, park at the farthest spot, take the stairs, rack up free, low-effort calories burnt straight from your feet, providing the necessary caloric deficit cushion without the stress of traditional cardio. You now possess the high-leverage blueprint. Stop punishing yourself with ineffective high-volume cardio. That method maximizes fatigue and minimizes your RMR benefits. It is the definition of low-return effort. The number one method for truly eradicating visceral belly fat is optimizing your hormonal environment through 1. Targeted resistance training, compounding and progressive overload. 2. Strict protein, fiber intake, the metabolic GPS. 3. High-volume, low-stress NEAT, the TDEE multiplier. This approach ensures your body prioritizes shedding VAT because you have made your system hostile to insulin resistance. This is how you achieve sustainable, visible results. The act of taking control of your metabolic health is in itself empowering. Don't wait. Your metabolic reset begins now. If you are ready to implement this protocol today, click the link below to download the full, detailed 12-week resistance training plan and the protein fiber quick reference guide. And if you are serious about long-term success, hit that subscribe button. We do not teach generic fitness here. We teach metabolic strategy. Your ability to get fit is a solved problem. I'm here to give you the blueprint every week. Stop exercising harder. Start exercising smarter. I'll see you in the next breakdown. You've been lied to. You've been told that endless cardio is the key to losing stubborn belly fat. But what if it's actually making it worse? In this video, we'll reveal the science behind why traditional cardio is often counterproductive for burning visceral fat, and introduce a powerful two-step metabolic method that requires zero time on the treadmill. Discover how to use resistance training and a few strategic lifestyle changes to fundamentally reset your body's metabolism, fix hormonal imbalances, and turn your body into a 24/7 fat-burning furnace. This isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. You will learn the exact protocol backed by scientific data that targets the root cause of belly fat without the exhausting, high-volume workouts you've come to dread. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start seeing real results, this video is for you. Did you find this information surprising? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We'd love for you to join our community. Like this video to show your support, comment with your questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed fitness and health strategies.